So race season's not over yet. It's literally a week after pit race, and I think this is the highlight of the year because we're at the chili cook-off, winning formula. Aaron's hosting it at Putnam Park. It's gonna be my first track day this year that is just chill, relax, and just, you know, have as much fun as possible. But we got David. David's on the camera right now, so David's here this weekend. We're gonna give him some ride logs. We got a passenger seat in the car, and then also this weekend we're gonna be trying some cool stuff. We're gonna try to make the car as quick as we possibly can. So we have a big splitter right there. We're gonna be testing a massive splitter. And look, Andy's recording. Andy's already recording me. So anyway, we're gonna try to make the car as quick as we possibly can this weekend because a lot of people always ask, you know, why do you have it restricted? How fast can it actually go? And we're gonna test that. So every session, we're gonna change one thing to make the car quicker. So in the first session, we're gonna go full GLTC spec. So 195 wheel horsepower, 2,700 pounds. And then after that, we're just gonna start making things better. We're gonna go full power, we're gonna take all the weight out of it, and then we're gonna go to big Aero. Race brake components supplied splitter tunnels, professional awesome mounts. We also have race brake component end plates that we'll put on as well. Going over to the side of the trailer here, we got a massive PCI wing that is a lot more of aggressive profile. So we're gonna test full power, full min weight, and then full Aero and see how fast we can make this car go. But first up, we have session in 15 minutes. I'm gonna take David along for a ride, and then we're gonna have some fun. So let's do it. Let's go.
What was the fastest you ever been on in a track, like as a passenger? Like, is this gonna be the fastest you ever been?
Grip-wise, maybe? Probably, yeah.
You're gonna have to. You ready? Tires are super cold.
The slip.
Yeah, the tires are super cold, so it's very unpredictable in the fast sweeper stuff.
The slip up the hill.
Yeah.
The fact that you can load and that it's fucking wild. This thing has a fucking lot of grip.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
We're like 3 seconds off pace. There's three seconds to find easy.
Well, I mean, yeah, no, take me out. Get me out of here.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you can feel it.
A little bit.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah.
We'll just call it 10% rewards weight.
Yeah, no, I don't know how to describe it.
But yeah, you can feel the car like third.
Oh, it's planted and it's in it, and you're just on the edge. Yeah. Like you're keeping the grip with your throttle. It's pretty wild to feel that. You know, I don't know. Maybe I've never driven a car that has such a tight like rear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I don't know, 85 BPM, not too bad. You know, definitely need a handle to hold.
You could grab onto that.
Yeah, no, but it hurts.
Cold?
I can only fucking hold on for so long, you know? And I was holding on to the bar down here, just trying to stay out of your way.
All right, I'm back for another voiceover. You guys seem to really like it at the last event at Pitt, so let's do it again here at Putnam Park, which has a very high average speed. It's a fast track. So coming down the front straight here, we're gonna try to brake at the 1,
I'm taking it a little easy here with David as a passenger, but it's a deceptively fast corner that I tend to overslow quite a bit. It then sends you right into turn 2, which you gotta be careful not to early apex. If you get it right, you can carry a lot of speed into this next section. You want to stick to the right as far as you can to set you up for this left-hander because you want to carry as much speed through this corner as possible. And now you're heading towards yet another super fast corner with a really short brake zone. You want to hit the apex curb pretty aggressively. I missed it because I got loose. Bring it all the way to the exit curb there, right on the red, through this kink. And then here's the heaviest braking zone on the track. Down to third gear, you want to wait, and then get on that apex curb. Get on the exit, carry the speed out, be nice and smooth. And then this is a pretty tricky corner here. I like to bomb it in pretty hot, go tight, then bring it wide, and then use that kind of compression to get the car to turn back towards the apex, and then carry it back out to the exit here. And here we are coming up to the last corners. These two corners here are the bane of my existence. You go over this crest so the car gets really loose. You want to clip that left curb right there, and then get on that apex curb, and then carry it all the way out to the red. And of course, don't hit that tire wall. So that's a lap around Putnam Park. Honestly, not even a good lap. It's a 15.7. It's about 2 seconds off pace. But we are calling this the GLTC spec plus rewards weight, which is my buddy David. And also, I don't really like to go 10-10s with the passenger in the car, just because, you know, there's no point putting one of my friends in danger. So, yeah, that was it for this session. Let's bring it in and do an actual GLTC spec lap. We're still having some fun, even though it's a checker flag. All right, there it is.
That's it.
Dude. Oh man, that was good.
First session done, David in the car. First time he's actually ridden in the car as a passenger, and he had a ton of fun. Lap times weren't impressive at all, obviously. David, I'm not calling him big, but David's got a lot more weight than what I run in GLTC. I don't know if he's here to hear me. But let's just call it 10% rewards weight. So a little bit heavier than I would be in GLTC spec. We ran a 15.7. The next session I'm gonna go out, no passenger. I'm gonna try to run as fast as I can in GLTC trim. And we're gonna see what kind of lap time we get. And then throughout the weekend, like I said, we're gonna make progressive changes, and each step we're gonna make the car faster. I think the target is gonna be a 114 is gonna be the GLTC target. I think the best in the sedan I have here is a 14.2. And then the EG hatch on Hoosiers with pretty big aero back in the day, I ran a 12.6. So a 12.6 is the ultimate target to make the sedan. If we can get there, that'd be awesome. If not, I think it's gonna be tough to do because the Hoosiers are a massive advantage. And of course, we're gonna be sticking on the Falcon 660 pluses. But I think with the extra aero, the bigger wing, full power, I think we can get really close. Next session coming up is going to be GLTC spec. So 195 horsepower, about 2,700 pounds. Let's go. spin. It was fine. I was actually trying to hit the pit exit, but anyway. Second session done on the car. A little bit of drama near the end, but we ran a 13.9. I believe that's the fastest lap I ever ran in the sedan here. Let me double check real quick. Okay, confirmed. New fastest lap in the sedan, PB in GLTC spec. That's actually pretty awesome. That's pretty much every track this season I've improved my personal best except for Mid-Ohio, and that's because I got lost in the heavy power formula. 13.90 is the time to chase this weekend. So the next session out, we're gonna go full power. So we went from 195, it's probably a little bit less, it's honestly probably like 193, and now we're going to full power, which is 220. Same weight as before, and we're gonna see how much faster we can get. I'm thinking we drop a second. I think a second is gonna be big. At other tracks, I think it would be a lot more, but this track is very high momentum, high grip. There's not a lot of acceleration zones. You kind of carry the momentum everywhere around here. So I don't think the power is gonna make that big of a difference. So I'm expecting we're gonna drop about a full second. Can we get down to a 12.9? That's a lofty goal. Once again, EG hatch on Hoosiers was a 12.6. So that's our overall target. And I think we're gonna beat it. So anyway, yeah, we got a bit of a downtime now. We're gonna get some lunch. It's the chili cook-off, so we're gonna eat some chili. Be way too full after, probably want to puke in the car. Yeah, car's all good. Should be ready to go after lunch, full power. We're gonna hear this engine scream. 220 wheel horsepower, an extra 25 wheel horse. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's in the trailer.
Full power, baby. All the power. was pretty tough. I went in the slowest run group, trying to get a few extra sessions in today. A lot of traffic. That last lap near the end, I had, I think, like 8 or 9 tenths in the green. So that would have been like a 113.0. It seems like a full second is what the full power will get you. So 13.0 with full power. Let's try to hit that in the next session.
Huh? My bad.
David will drive it.
Okay. Came in a little hotter than I
In the
thought.
S2000?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh shit.
My bad. Your closing speed and my closing speed were a little different.
totally off. Yeah, no, it was all good.
I looked at it and I like looked down.
And look, Andy's recording. Andy's already recording me.
You got the full experience.
Yeah.
It's like 2 laps to kind of like get a bit comfortable and then.
All right, you guys ready for this? Boom! Look at that thing, it's huge. Not only that, we have race spread deflectors on the side, and we have race spread tunnels underneath the splitter. So we're going for max aero, and then we also got a much bigger PCI wing. It's 60-inch wide. The profile is significantly more aggressive than the race spread components wing I have. Probably a little bit more drag, but it's gonna produce a lot more downforce, and that's what we need to pair it with this massive splitter. So yeah, I think the car looks pretty damn sick. I was gonna wait until tomorrow to run this full aero setup, but I think I'm gonna go out for one last session. The best lap of the day has been a 1:13.18, which was the full power setup in GLTC weight and GLTC aero, but now we're gonna go max aero. We're gonna see what this car can run. So let's do one more session today. All right, you guys, full aero setup. Here we go. I'm gonna try to talk you guys through this, but number one, we gotta make sure it's not gonna be rubbing like crazy. Hopefully you guys can hear me.
Oh my gosh! I was trying to talk through that session, but I've never driven anything like that, and I felt like I left at least half a second on the table. Oh my God. The car just had unlimited front grip. It just kept turning. Just kept turning, and I didn't know what to do. It would get loose, but it would get gripped up. 12.7. And as you guys can tell, it requires a lot of work. Yeah, we're doing a little lap here just to cool the car down, because it needs more rear wing. That's for sure. Dude, it just keeps turning. The front just keeps turning.
Does the back feel any more settled?
No. We definitely need more wing angle, because that was the craziest I've ever driven. That was a 12.7. We went 0.3 or 0.4 quicker.
I missed it.
Are the end plates on still?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
And it's the one I glued.
Nice.
And it's completely separated.
3D printed for the win.
Now it's cracked all the way down.
But it's still there.
Holding on with bolts.
Well, I got loose in the last corner, and instead of saving, I just went right into the pits. I was like, yeah, all right, pits. That was insane. I don't know how these time attack guys do it, because that was rowdy. That was a lot of commitment into all these corners. I still think the front splitter is overpowering the rear, or the car setup is just way too loose, because it was diabolically loose. And the front, it just felt like the front had unlimited grip. I could just keep turning the wheel and it would keep taking it, which it's crazy, man. That splitter with those tunnels from Racebred,
Damn. So yeah, best time of the day. So summarize, we did a 13.8 in GLTC spec, the fastest I've been here in GLT spec in this car. We then went full power, and then we went full aero, and I got it down to 12.7. So my target was a 12.6. That's once again the fastest lap I ran in the EG hatch, but it was on Hoosiers. I was on Hoosiers, and the EG hatch had pretty good aero too. It had a big wing, it had big GLTC legal splitter. But Hoosiers, man, Hoosiers do a lot here. The fact that we're close with this car on street tires is pretty freaking awesome. So 12.7, fastest lap of the day. My boy Danny Dang trying to bump start his car. I don't know why. I might help him here. But we got another day tomorrow. Let's try to beat that 12.6. I think in the morning with the cool weather, it's gonna be pretty good. Oh, looks like they got it started. So anyway, that's it for today. Gonna put the windows in, get some dinner, head to the hotel, and come back tomorrow morning for another day. And then I think tomorrow we're just gonna try to break some track records. So let's do it. You have fun today, David?
Track records? What track records?
Right, we got 12.7. We're a 10th off the EG hatch, so we're close. Yeah. But it was rowdy, man. The video, you're gonna see the video. It was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy. But anyway, yeah, that's it for today. So good day. Car's flawless. Nothing fixed besides the gas tank strap. Just been adding gas and going. So one more day tomorrow. And it finally happened to me. Gas tank strap broken. Broken at the front. This is notorious on these old Hondas. Luckily, you know me, I got a spare in the trailer. So we're gonna swap to a new strap, and then we're gonna work on the Aero as well. So strap first, let's get this swapped over. Okay, thanks bud. Yep, right in front of the camera. Good morning, back at Putnam this morning. It's almost 10 a.m. Pretty chilly. It's about 46 degrees, but that should be good for lap times. And got the car getting warmed up, about to go out in about 10 minutes. And the game plan is to just go as fast as I can today. So I made one setup adjustment to start. Using the Hone Developments rear toe arms, I was able to quickly adjust the rear toe. At pit, I needed the car to rotate as much as possible because it was a pretty low grip surface. So I ran a lot of toe out, about 4 mil toe out per side, so 8 mil total. Now using the Hone Development rear toe arms, they have a bunch of teeth on them, so you can loosen 2 bolts and then you can slide the arm in or out, and then they lock with the teeth, so you can get a fixed adjustment for the toe. So I did that to both sides, so we now should be pretty close to, I think, maybe 2 mil toe out total. So a lot less toe out, so the car should be a lot more predictable, not as dicey as it was yesterday. And I think the idea is just to make it just easier to drive, lean a little bit more on the Aero and not rely on the mechanical kind of geometry aggressiveness that I normally run. So let's see if we can beat that 12.7 this morning. I think we will, because the conditions are pretty good. It's nice and cool. Just gotta get out there and do it. So 12.7 was my fastest lap time yesterday in this setup. We're doing the same setup, just minor setup adjustments. And my target is still a 12.6, which is the fastest lap I ran here in the EG hatch. So I think we could get down to 11s, honestly. If I get an 11.9, that'd be sick. But yeah, let's get suited up. We're on track in about 5 minutes. got titanium sparks on it.
Okay. I wasn't gonna say anything about it. I just said, yeah, copy, we'll keep an eye on it, then just let me check everything underneath the car, make sure nothing's dragging or anything,
Okay.
and get you back on your way.
All right, second time I spun this weekend, same corner. Dude, I need more rear grip.
Quite frankly, this car is pretty terrifying to drive. The aero balance is a little more in favor of the massive front splitter. The PCI wing is good. I just wish I would have had a slightly wider one. I told them I wanted 60 inches. I probably should have went the max width because yeah, the splitter is just so big. But not again that session, but I think I did get the new PB. I got a 12.64. I don't know what the hatch did exactly. I know the hatch did a 12.6 something, but we're right there. But I know this car has a 111 in it. It can do it. I can't, because I'm struggling. This car, I think the rear tires are starting to fall off a little bit. I mean, these tires have been on for most of pit. I did swap the fronts. Unfortunately, I didn't bring an extra pair of rear tires. I wish I did, but I didn't have them mounted. I kind of forgot. But anyway, we made a few setup adjustments. We give the wing more angle. It's fully maxed out, can't go any higher. I softened the rear sway bar, and then I stiffened rear rebound, and then stiffened front rebound and front compression. So we'll see what that does. And then we're gonna go for one last all-out session, and then after that I'll probably just give a bunch of rides and maybe hop in some other cars and just enjoy the rest of the day. But this experiment has been fun. It's also been very terrifying. Spinning into the pit lane in the last corner is something I don't like to do often, and I've done it twice this weekend. Corvette time, baby! And we got David in here. Let's go, baby. Yeah, so big shout out to Emil Taft for letting me drive his Corvette. Thing is pretty sick. I kind of want one, but we were like probably going 6/10 just because it's such a different car than what I'm used to that like I just don't know how much I can lean on it. And of course, you know, it's not my car. I had a passenger with me as well, so of course I'm gonna take it easy, but this thing is absolutely sick. So once again, thanks to Emil for letting me drive it, and I think that's it for me.
It's 2 hits. Nope, didn't get it.
So there you go. There's your answer as to how fast I can make the EG Sedan in just one weekend. From GLTC spec to full power, full aero, I improved the car by 1.25 seconds. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but on a short and fast track like Putnam, that's quite substantial. You know, there's a lot of things looking back at this footage now that I could have done differently, but you gotta remember this was kind of a quick and dirty experiment. But yeah, I could have ran a much bigger, more aggressive wing that was paired a little bit better with the aggressive front splitter. The rear wing for PCI was really good, it just wasn't big enough for the front aero that I had on the car. So obviously the car was just diabolically loose, but it was still really fast. And I couldn't quite extract the full potential of the car. I think I could have got down to the 11s. I still believe I could have done it. Anyway, yeah, just looking at the data right now, and I'm gonna put it up on the screen so you guys can see it. I'm gonna compare a little bit more. And also, I did not beat the EG hatch. The EG hatch actually had a 112.59. The best sedan lap I ran was a 112.64, so 50 thousandths of a second away to beating the hatch. And I think I might come back next year and I'm gonna try again and maybe put some bigger tires on it. Maybe a 285 in the front, 255 in the rear. I'm not really sure, but anyway, yeah, like I said, this was a super fun video to make. I had a lot of fun at the track. Of course, driving the C8 Corvette was awesome, so thanks to winning Formula. And, you know, shout out to David Cordell from Hybridracing for showing up to, you know, have some fun with me. And he had a lot of fun too. So anyway, let's look at the data. And here it is. So blue is GLTC spec, green is full power, and red is full power plus full aero. And as you can see, the straight line speed at the 220 horsepower was significantly greater. About 125 versus the 120 that I had. And it didn't seem like the full aero also had that much of an impact on the straightaway speed, which was quite surprising. But yeah, you can see everywhere in the corners, the red line just carries way more speed, and that's thanks to the bigger splitter and wing, obviously. Now back to my statement about hitting the 11s. Not quite sure if that was possible, but looking at my best theoretical, I had it down to a 112.25, which, yeah, that's fast. Not quite an 11 though. But yeah, I think next year I'm going to try again. Definitely with a more balanced aero package. Maybe even add on a flat floor and diffuser and test the 285 fronts again. But only if I could get the car to not be diabolically loose. Alright, well that's all I got. Enjoy the 4 video overlay of all the laps into one. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks again. Like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate the support.